Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special Friday episode of the Permission to Love podcast. I'll be experimenting over the next couple of months with some shorter episodes, around 5 to 7 minutes, and they'll be focused in on mindset and motivation, and they're designed to take you into your weekend on a positive note. So I hope you enjoy them, and if you do, reach out and let me know. So today I just want to touch really quick on the 5-to-1 ratio. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but it basically says for every one negative comment that you get, you're going to need 5 to counteract it. Now we get that when it comes to relationships with other people, right? If we say something negative to somebody, we feel like we need to say something positive. But the challenge is just saying one positive thing to them doesn't always do it. Science shows, the research shows that it's going to take 5 genuine and meaningful statements that are positive to help counteract and balance that negative. Now, we also know that's true for us, right? When we hear one negative thing, we latch in on it, right? And that becomes our focus. And we need words that are positive, that are uplifting to help counteract that negative energy. So we get that, right? We understand how that works in relationships with other people. But have you ever thought about how that works in your relationship with yourself? Because let me remind you once again that you have a relationship with yourself. And one of the key indicators of a healthy self-relationship is how you're talking to yourself. So let's just pause and think for a moment. How many times a day are you beating yourself up? How many times are you saying something negative towards yourself within a day? Well, if you're like I was years ago, it was all the time. It just seemed like there was a tape that was playing in my head that was telling me what a loser I was, what a failure was, imposter, etc., etc. Well, I had no idea that in order to counteract that, I would need to say 5 positive things to myself. And the reality is some of us got a lot of making up to do, right? We got a lot of positive statements, but let's not dwell on the past. Let's just think about now and the future. So I want to give you an exercise as you go into this weekend. I want you to observe the way that you're talking to yourself. And any time that you say something negative to yourself, pause. You may need to say the word stop to yourself. You may need to do something to disrupt your system to get you out of that negativity. And then I want you to shift to saying something positive about yourself. Now you might be thinking, well, I don't know what to say positive about myself. Well, I want to encourage you to write something down. Have it on your phone, sticky notes, whatever you need to do to just have one positive phrase that you can say to yourself and then say it to yourself 5 times in a row after you've said that negative thing. And when you say it, and this is really important, I want you to say it with emotion, with meaning, and with sincerity. Now, it may not feel authentic in the beginning, and that's okay because you might have been practicing negativity for years and your system is used to that negativity. But I can promise you, as you practice it, it will feel more normal to you, and it'll eventually begin to feel like truth to you because it is truth. So if you've been calling yourself a loser and you start to switch to loving words towards yourself, yes, it may feel unfamiliar in the beginning, but over time, you're going to be reprogramming yourself because the reason that so many of us feel shame, feel like there's something wrong with us, is because of the way that we repeatedly and habitually talk to ourselves. So if you can make that switch, you're going to begin to train your brain to see that you believe something different. And that new message is going to become wired in your system. And then what's going to happen is you're slowly going to begin to let go of those old belief systems because you're going to be hearing the message more often about what a fantastic person you are, how much you love yourself, how much you accept yourself, and it can truly change everything in your life. I know how much it's changed my life, and I've witnessed how much it's changed the lives of people that I work with. So this weekend, practice the 5-to-1 ratio, and I'd love to hear how it's working for you. You can email me at jerry@jerryhenderson.org, or you can find me on Instagram at Jerry A. Henderson. And just a quick reminder, if you've not had a chance yet to subscribe or to follow this podcast, please take a moment to do that because that's going to keep you updated on when new episodes come out. And if you haven't signed up for my newsletter yet, I want to invite you to do that. I'm totally revamping it, giving it a whole new look and feel. And so I'm excited about it. And so I invite you to get signed up so that you can get it in your inbox each week. Well, that's it for this episode. And remember, the most important relationship that you have in your life is the one that you have with yourself. So be kind to yourself.